Hi everyone, this is Adrian,
And I'm Carrie.
and for this episode, we are gonna talk about bottles again. Bottle fashion part 2, or I'd like to call form and function. And there's no particular order this time for what bottles I'm gonna talk about. I just like to talk about these particular bottles we just got because they have exciting forms.
And some pretty exciting scents too.
Yes. Okay, let's get started off with this first one by Afnan. Did I pronounce it right? It's called Supremacy.
Supremacy.
Supremacy. All right.
Okay, so Afnan Supremacy is, in short, it's a really good Creed Aventus type of a scent. Now, I would call it a clone, except it's not really a clone, but it uses some of the same inspiration and some of the same central notes. So it is composed of notes of pineapple, black currant, birch bark, musk, and bergamot. And it has a really nice opening. The pineapple definitely comes through. Sadly, it only lasts for a little while, just like Aventus, and then it goes away, so mostly only you get to enjoy it. But the birch bark is really, really good, and that's one of the things that people really love about Aventus. So if you want to step into some of the Aventus type of smell without paying a fortune, this is it, Afnan Supremacy.
Yeah, and I like how the bottle looks. It's more simpler than the other bottles we're going to talk about. It's got this logo right here, like it's wearing like what you would wear on a shirt, like wears it on the side, and it's got this thing that it's like the cap. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So I like it, and it's see-through. If you notice, even though it's kind of silver and stuff like that,
Yeah,
it's really pretty.
it's definitely a fingerprint magnet, so you'll be polishing it up or rubbing it on your shirt a lot to get all the fingerprints off of it. If you hold it up to the light, you can actually kind of see through the bottle and stuff. It probably looks mostly like it's a mirror, but you can kind of see through it and see how much of a level of the juice is in there. Okay, what's next?
All right, so this one is also, let's not, is it by Afnan too, or
That one is by Afnan, and it's called Mirsal
of Trust?
of Trust.
And this one to me looks like a mallet that's inverted, and also looks a bit magical to me. Yeah, I really like the cap and stuff like that. So, oh wow, look at that. So it's really just this. How many mLs is this?
It's 100.
Wow, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deceptive.
It's amazing how they can make bottles of so many different shapes and stuff that are deceptive of how much is really in there.
It looks like a stamp you could get. A stamp of approval or
Well,
something.
interesting that you should say that, because when I researched it, do you know what a Mirsal is?
A stamp?
It doesn't translate exactly, but it's something like a letter or a message. So this would be something like you would stamp the wax on like a seal.
Oh, wow.
So this is Mirsal of Trust. There are some other Mirsals in the Afnan lineup. This one came out in 2020. It's an amber spicy fragrance, and this one I love because it has an opening of raspberry, and then saffron, vetiver, ambroxane, and amber. So it has a really beautiful fruity note that's kind of hard to place until you know it's raspberry. And then it has this nice, warm, rich, woody sort of a smell that lasts for quite a long time.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting how they came up with the form of that, and it's kind of hard to find out what it means.
All right.
Okay,
the
what's
next one we're going to is called Highness, also by Afnan.
Right.
All right.
We got several Afnans in here. We'll talk a little bit about Afnan coming up and stuff, but I just made a big fragrance haul on some Afnan fragrances that I wanted to try. This one is called His Highness, and number 6. This one, it's a really great presentation of the bottle, and the box is just amazing. It's an enameled box with like velvet interior within another box that's really nice and stuff. So it's a super rich presentation. And among the Afnan fragrances, this one is pricier than most of the Afnan fragrances, which isn't saying a whole lot, but it's still pretty affordable. But it definitely is one of the higher end ones. And the notes are ambroxan, spicy notes, black currant, oak moss, and musk.
Wow.
And it definitely has a sophisticated, luxury sort of a smell that's, I would say subtle, but it does have a little bit of a projection to it, and it lasts and lasts. This one is really a nice, like a, kind of a luxury, feel-good fragrance.
Well, it does look luxury. I mean, look at this. It's got this royal blue color and silver, and it's got this, like logo stamp. Kind of.
And it's amazing because the bottle looks almost like it's like blue enamel, but it is actually the light comes through it. If you hold it up to the light, you can see the level of the liquid in it. It's just it looks almost like that it's painted, but it's glass.
Wow.
And very heavy.
Wow.
And then a nice hefty cap too, metal.
Wow, metal.
So yeah,
really quite an experience.
Treat yourself. This one's really nice. This one's definitely a guy's fragrance. It does not lean unisex.
Okay.
Where are we at next?
So next one is what I call a ritualistic fragrance, just because of all the presentation. Now look at this. All right, see, this is going to be a ritual. You'd be like, you're going to be very purposeful if you use this, because first, of course, you're going to have to lift the case.
Right.
And then look at that. It's like this tree right here. And what do you call this?
This is called Eternal Oud.
Wow.
And it's the Pride edition. I don't think it's Pride like gay pride. It's just Pride, proud.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. It fits in there real nice and snug, so it stays put during transit. It just lifts off.
Okay, it's just like I have to be careful. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a struggle there.
Yeah, but see, like I said, it's a ritual. It's like you're gonna go through all these things to put this on. There you go.
It snaps on.
And put it back to its case. Okay,
Yeah.
so
now,
why?
Quite honestly, we're not going to probably keep it in all of this stuff. The dome and everything will go away. It's a lot of trouble to go to get to it.
Well, I mean, it's like you're very intentional of using it. It's like, yo, he is so gonna get it. He is so gonna get it.
Well, it is part of the mystique of fragrances and stuff is the luxury and the beauty of it. So that it's an inexpensive way to add just a little bit of extra pizzazz to the whole thing, I guess, putting it in a dome. The one thing is with a lot of times in transit, even though this is really well packaged and stuff, sometimes the domes will crack. You can see a couple little chips maybe near the bottom and stuff. Oh well, if you're really buying it just for the glass and stuff, well, you might end up with a few little disappointments there. But anyway, what were you going to ask?
How does it smell like?
Well, okay. So it is oudy. It has an oud in it, and then it has plum, grapefruit, heliotrope, and benzoin. And this is a very easy oud to get into oud fragrances with. If you have just tiptoed into ouds, this is inexpensive enough if you can find it, and it's really a nice, smooth, tame sort of an oud that doesn't take a lot of courage to go out and wear. But then the notes of the plum and the heliotrope really come through and are just absolutely beautiful and last for quite a while. So this one's definitely one for people that like oud or want to get started in oud but have heard bad things about oud.
Okay, so it's called Eternal Oud by what company again?
This one is by Latafa.
Latafa, okay. Well,
yeah, and I tried to find if this one was because several of the Middle Eastern fragrances like Latafa, Afnan, and Al Haramain, they do inspired by, or they call them twist on, things, but they're basically clones of or inspirations of other fragrances. I couldn't find if this one is an inspired by.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, let's move.
So this one's a little more simpler. Um, it's more like what kind of modern style of design, and it's also by Middle Eastern
Afnan.
Afnan.
Yeah, look
I
on the
thought it's
bottom.
Haramain.
Oh, it is. It's all Haramain.
It's Al Haramain called Detour Noir. Noir.
Yeah, Detour Noir. So this one came out in 2021 and is an amber spicy. One of the things to know about this one is if you're into Parfums de Marly, this one is very close to one of their big sellers, Leighton. And if I haven't had Leighton and tried it yet, but if Leighton smells anything like this, I want this. I want Leighton. This one smells, central notes are jasmine, heliotrope, cedar, musk, and vanilla. The vanilla is pretty subtle. What really is center in this is the jasmine heliotrope, and the musk gives it a nice, well-supported, well-rounded sort of a smell instead of the hollowness that usually comes with jasmine and heliotrope that when it sort of fades away quickly. This lasts a long time. And there's just something really, really lovely about this. You can just stay mesmerized in the smell of this one for quite some time when you get this one new and haven't tried something like this yet.
Yeah, look at the cap. It's stylish too.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting form. The way that the bottle is, you can actually, it's sort of like almost like it's meant to hold it in your hand, like the way that you would grip it. And the cap only, it looks like, most caps go on any way you put it back on. No, this one only fits one way.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
All right.
Let's go to the next one. This looks like a stereo.
Like a speaker or something?
Like a speaker, yeah.
I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
by Dunhill. And what do you call this?
This is Dunhill Icon Absolute.
Okay, and so let's open this. Do you
Lift
twist,
it up.
lift up. There you go. And yeah, very like a speaker. Okay.
So this one is really shiny, but it's not a fingerprint magnet. It's got little kind of diamond patterns all over it and stuff, so you don't get fingerprints all over it. But it's a very jazzy sort of a look to it. It's glass, and then I'm not sure if it's some sort of a metal sleeve or something that they put over it, but I don't really even see a seam, so it's pretty amazing. The bottle is just beautiful. It's kind of shiny and almost bejeweled like. This one has notes of black pepper and oud, then leather, rose, and jasmine. Similar, I guess, to the one that we were just talking about with the Eternal Oud, but a little bit of maybe a darker smell to this. Really nice. And Dunhill, the icon fragrances smell good way beyond their price point. So in other words, you get a lot of good fragrance notes and stuff and good characteristics for a really good price on these.
Wow, and looks really nice.
Yeah, it is
quite
pretty
heavy
nice.
too.
Yeah, it's very heavy. There's a lot of glass to this.
Okay, so next one is Spice Bomb by Victor Rome. And what I like about it, the name. And it's a grenade. I mean, look at it, even has the pin. And to use it, you have to pull the pin and spray. So I'm putting it back.
Yeah, we don't want it to blow up.
Yeah.
So this is Spice Bomb Extreme by Victor and Rolf. There is a Spice Bomb original that is a little bit more notes to it, but it sort of is a weaker preparation. Spice Bomb Extreme came out in 2015, and it has vanilla, tobacco, black pepper, lavender, and caraway seed. I would say that the things that you get pretty strong in here are the vanilla, tobacco, and maybe the caraway seed. There's other notes in it and stuff, the different spices that kind of come together to give it the sort of the oriental spicy feel to it. This one is definitely a going out type of a scent. You can, if you put this on and you overspray a little bit, you'll be noticed maybe before you even get in the room.
Yeah, and the great thing is not only looks like a grenade. I mean, you hold it, it feels good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the grip, and then you just pull the pin and spray it. I mean, with form and function, I mean, it's top notch. I really like it, you know. So
Yeah, it's a great scent and a great bottle. Great marketing thing with the spice bomb, and it looks like a grenade.
so next one is Camera by Latafa, right?
This is, I think this
Yeah,
is,
Camera.
yeah.
Camera. So I like it because look at this. Look at this glass. It's like it's got all this texture and it's got these lines here. That's just really nice. Although a little, not so much on the function part. You know, kind of hard to grip because it's cubish and stuff like that. But man, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, this one is really, really great. This one by Latafa called Kamra. This one is definitely inspired by one by the brand by Killian called Angel's Share. This one has notes of vanilla, praline, dates, cinnamon, and myrrh. So it is a spicy, boozy, incensey sort of a smell. It's really intoxicating. And the one by Killian actually comes in a rounded kind of cut glass thing like this that almost looks like a tumbler that's about half full of booze. And this one smells boozy and spicy.
I
and
mean, it looks like booze.
and yeah, with the praline sort of smell that it has, it smells almost edible and lasts and lasts and lasts. If you can find this one, it's a little hard to get because most places sell out of it almost as soon as it hits their shelves. Online discounters and so on, as soon as it hits their shelves, the people that are signed up on their mailing list get the thing, and then they'll buy, you know, another one as a backup or something. You'll love this one if you get it and you like it. Order another one as soon as you can because there's rumors that this one may disappear, be discontinued soon.
Okay.
And for the price point, you can definitely afford to buy two.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. This one is also reminding me of those squarish like forms. We call it Art Deco.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Ornament by Afnan. Ornament for Om. And it looks like a person. I mean, it looks like a scarecrow, or it looks like a,
Yeah.
you know, you got a poncho or something. Like
some kind of one of those digital characters on a 1980s
the
game.
pixelated, yeah, it's a pixelated, like a Roblox, like kids play, I guess. There
Yeah,
you go.
so this one by Afnan Ornament came out in 2014, so it's actually been around for a while. It's a woody aromatic. It has notes of green apple, cardamom, amber, patchouli, and cedar. This one has a really nice opening and it lasts for quite a long time. You'll definitely get noticed with this one. It's an easy one to wear, although because of the bottle shape, it's not an easy one to spray. Sometimes, yeah, form over function takes precedence, but it's definitely a good one to pick up if you can find it. It's usually available through discounters online, so a good one to add to your collection.
Okay, now this one is a bit hilarious to me because it's so gay. Look at it. It's a guy's chiseled torso with the whole leaf thing going and covering his crotch and stuff like that. All right. Nice blue color though, kind of teal and stuff like that. And it's called Le Beau.
Le Beau.
Le Beau. Okay.
So,
by who?
By
who?
By Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Okay.
Jean-Paul Gaultier. The original of this line came out back in the 90s. I would say somewhere around 94, 96 or something. This one is a flanker that just came out in 2019. It is more of a line that has sprouted off of the original Le Male or Le Male ones where the torso has a shirt on and has, you know, just a bulge in the front instead of a leaf over it. So the bottles are all kind of ridiculous and a little hard to take seriously. And for a long time, I wouldn't buy any of these fragrances because I thought that the bottles were just so absurd. And I remember the original Le Male, which I still don't like to this very day. But some of the newer ones are actually really quite wonderful.
You think you like this?
I do like this one. They all tend on somewhat on the sweet side. One of the things I like about this one is it's actually fairly simple and it's not overly sweet like some of the others. It has notes of, they only list 3 notes: coconut, bergamot, and tonka. So it's not super complex. Honestly, it doesn't last all that long. I'd say maybe 3-4 hours or so. But it is a sort of a lighter scent, and it's something that I wouldn't plan on wearing as an office scent or something like to last all day. It's more like kind of going out with friends, or like a date fragrance or something where 4 or 5 hours later it's things are the date's done, or you can respray or something.
All right.
But definitely this one moves up in the price point from some of the other ones that we were talking about. This is a nice fragrance, doesn't last all that long. If you can get over the absurdity of the bottle, then add it to your collection. Unfortunately, there's none of these that come in a more practical bottle.
Okay, and this one is my favorite because it looks so cool. It's got the form and function perfectly blended. It's a Mercedes-Benz fragrance. Club Black by Mercedes-Benz.
Right.
All right, so you see the logo right there, and you see if you could like play it like a car. I mean, it's got this transparent thing in the middle where you could see the liquid. And what I really like about this is the sprayer. This thing here, and the spray. It's just so intuitive. It's so nice. So nice to use. It's just so. It's so cool looking, and now it's not like fanciest looking and stuff like that, but they got it right. If you ask me of like what bottles ought to look like in the future, not like all these like super big cubes. It's kind of hard to handle, or really heavy, or all made of glass. I mean, this one I really like just how simplistic it is, but at the same time it's got the nice kind of like futuristic curves that you could expect from like a car. All right.
Okay, so this one came out in 2017 by Mercedes-Benz, and I agree the lines on it are somewhat classic, like you would expect for a Mercedes car or something. It's simple, sleek. They did a pretty good job with incorporating the atomizer button into the back of the bottle, where you can actually use it easily enough. You don't have to really press hard. You don't have to put your hand in a weird position to try to spray it. I do like that you can see through it and you see the kind of ambery color of the liquid. I don't know if that's natural or if that's purposely colored like that. I would imagine that they probably colored it like that on purpose to give it a sort of a look. The notes in this one is an amber gourmand type of a fragrance, meaning it's going to smell like there's things that you want to eat from this. This one has notes of vanilla, benzoin, incense, woody notes, and jasmine. Definitely a cooler weather fragrance. I suppose you could pull this off in maybe a not so hot summer days for an evening fragrance or something if it's like indoors. But I would say this is more of a cooler weather fragrance. It's kind of a dress-up fragrance, I think. I mean, you can certainly wear it for casual, but it definitely goes well in dress-up type conditions and stuff where you're, going to something formal, or like a date or something like that when you're at, some sort of a formal occasion with friends. It's a really nice blend of smells. It almost smells like somebody's baking something that's really delicious, like, cinnamon buns or something like that. You probably have to a little overspray on this one because it's an eau de toilette concentration, so it will fade off after a little while, but definitely worth picking up. This one constantly goes out of stock. If you do find it somewhere and you're interested in it, go ahead and buy it right away, because chances are if you think about it for a day or so, you'll come back and they'll be out of it for 3 months. It took me about 6 months to finally get this one.
And it's so sleek, fingerprint magnet, but very sleek.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.